Hi, we're back from AmericanElgin.com. Today we're going to be talking about one of the very coolest, in our opinion, watches in the 30 jewel self-winding Lord Elgin line. And this is a watch, it is reference 2440, so that's case number 2440. We do not know whether this particular watch fits in with any particular letter, name, or model. So, for example, you have the, in Lord Elgin, you have the thin or thin line Model A, Model B, Model C, and so on. This one, we don't know whether it fits in any of them. It's not clear. There's actually only one advertisement that we've been able to find for this watch. It's quite a rare one, but it is fabulous. So let's just talk first about how attractive this thing is. It has these gorgeous, very 1960s style hour markers at 12, 3, 6, and 9 stylized. Of course, you have the made in America. Typically, these watches say American made. This is one of the small minority that say made in America. I think that may have been because of sort of the design of the dial made it look better if it said made in America versus American made, maybe look more balanced. And the case, as you can see, here's the back of the case, very attractive. It is made by Star Watch Case Company. It is a 32 millimeter diameter case, rather substantial. It's made by Star Watch Case Company out of Michigan. And if we rotate this around, we see some more information. It is waterproof and self-winding. It's very nice, very unique design. It's a very interesting lugs here. It's a very, very, very attractive watch. And this was, just to give a bit of a recap for those who haven't watched the other videos, Elgin, this is a 30 jewel self-winding watch. So this is, this watch had the highest jewel count or this line of watches, of any watch made by the Elgin National Watch Company in the 100+ years of its history that it made watches in the United States. And when we say jewels, we don't mean like a decoration. What we mean is a working jewel. So these watches have a movement inside with the gears and everything else, and they have a little, what are sometimes called rubies or crystal, or not rubies or sapphires in them. They're actually little, typically small synthetic sapphires, which operates similar to a ball bearing. It's an anti-friction device that helps the watch run more precisely and also prevents the gears from the parts from wearing out. And this watch, along with the other 30 jewel watches, is considered chronometer quality. That means it has the quality of a chronometer, which means it is an extremely precise watch. It can be adjusted in 6 different places by the watchkeeper. By the watchmaker, to make it as precise as possible to keep excellent time. So it's a really fantastic watch. Again, Elgin made the only American designed and made automatic watches, and these are the second generation of those watches. So about 10 years earlier, around 1951, Elgin sold a line of watches that were called bumper automatics. They had 2 little springs, let's say one on each side inside the watch, and then you'd have like a pendulum that would swing back and forth between those two and make bump back and forth to wind the watch. That was sort of an older technology of automatic watches, and this one has the newer technology, which has a full rotor automatic. So if you were to open the back of this crystal, you would see a watch movement that has sort of a half moon shape. So let's say that from the 12 down to the 6 over to the 3, so half moon, and it spins in a 360-degree rotation around the central pivot point when you walk around or when you just move your wrist. So you don't need to wind it using this crown over here. So again, this is a very rare version of this watch. It's very unusual, and I'll just show you now the advertising that we managed to locate for this watch, and here it is. It's not very much, but here's what we found. So this is an ad, and this is for 27 and 30 jewel Elgin automatics. If you look in the first 3, this is a 27 jewel Elgin, another 27 jewel Elgin, same 27 jewel Elgin. This is the 30 jewel Lord Elgin version here, and you can see this is the same. This is the same watch, same design. And you can see $89.50. That was the price. Quite an expensive watch. So it was only $10.50 cheaper than the solid gold Lord Elgins. For example, the letter D model was $100. That was solid 10 karat gold. This one is not, but the price was almost the same. It was quite an expensive watch. And if we look down here, this is a zoomed in version of that part of the particular ad, the particular part of the ad. So you can see here that this is the same watch, and it has the same very attractive design. And this is just a very attractive, very impressive, and very interesting design. Very pleasing to look at. This is one that always seems to get a lot of attention from people when they see it because it's just so stunning and different. So this is, as far as we know, this is the only dial variation that came with this particular case. So this is the case number 2440, made by Star Watch Case Company. This is the only dial variant that we know of. There may be others that exist, but this is the only one we've seen, and there's only one ad for it. So this is a pretty rare one. And again, the price was pretty high when it was new. You know, just to put things in context, this was $89.50 in around 1960. Back then, minimum wage was $1 an hour. So if you made double minimum wage, you made $2 an hour. The average American worker made $50 a week. So this was quite a lot of money for somebody, and they didn't sell a lot of these because they were pretty expensive. But it is a fantastic watch. It's chronometer quality, and it is part of the only family of watches that have fully automatic movements that were designed and made in the United States by Elgin, National Watch Company, in Elgin, Illinois, at the famous main plant that was built in the 1860s and was there until around 1964, when it was then shut down and finally demolished, unfortunately. But these were made there, and they were made to a very high standard of quality, and they were among the best quality watches that Elgin made at this time period, certainly from the standpoint of technological innovation. If you'd like any more information on these watches, please visit us at AmericanElgin.com, where you can find more information on this watch and all the other ones from the 2730 Jewel line that we have information for. Thanks.